I found out last week at CCI winter conference that we are asked to be a party to a lawsuit that Chafee, Custer, and Fremont are in. And I did talk to Dwayne. He did send the documents over. And I think you're probably dialed in more than I am, Commissioner Elsner.
Yeah, it's the other three counties. And what they're trying to do is recover money from our previous DA. She was using public money in her defense against being disbarred for misconduct. I look at it that if she would have been successful, well, then I'd have an opinion that yes, she should be able to do that, because you always you don't want elected officials have to spend their own money to defend themselves and then win and then be out that money. You would expect them to recover it, much like individual citizens can recover it. However, she has not won. It doesn't look like she is going to win. I mean, she appealed, but I don't see anything coming out of that. So basically, what they want to do is try to recover some of the money she spent in her own defense. In addition to that, there were some things that were purchased, they believe, using the DA's budget that suddenly disappeared, and they want to do some work looking into that. So basically, the other three counties, and Fremont County is on the lead because, of course, her main office was in Fremont County, and they noticed all of this stuff. They just would like to put some accountability back to try to recover some of the costs that the DA's office has suffered because of what she did. And that's just the lawsuit. To me, it's something that, if nothing else, it sends a message that you can't do that type of activity if you're an elected official. And we expect to be held accountable for it. And I'm hoping that they can do something to recover some of the money and make sure that it never happens again. And that's why I was in favor of it.
And are you asking that we sign on to that lawsuit?
I think we should.
Have you seen the documentation? Because I haven't seen a roll up of her budget and what expenditures are, it's are being questioned.
If you want a roll up of her budget, you're going to have to wait a while. The 4 years she was DA, we wanted a roll up of her budget every year before we approved the next budget, and she never could give it to us. And it was always just kind of weird. And there are things going on, and I just think that the way they can get down to the bottom of everything is through this process, and let someone else, not commissioners, not attorneys that work for her, but let the judicial system sort it out and figure out what went on and whether there should be some money coming back to the district attorney's office, and then also pursue anything else that the judicial system would deem necessary and proper to make sure that she can't get away with it again.
Okay, then.
Or maybe she's innocent and okay, we're fine. But I think we really need to let them go ahead and go through it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a question and evidence of wrongdoing, absolutely, it should be looked at because those are public funds. That is Judicial District 11 taxpayer dollars. I mean, it's all their money. So I've received the documents from Fremont County. I will forward them to Erin and have her review them and get her feedback on that as well. And for the record, I was contacted by, I don't know, Colorado Springs newspaper. I don't know, remember which one, but Commissioner Elsner, I am not a drinking buddy with DA Stanley. And you told that to this.
I just
Don't interrupt. You told that to this reporter, and I am not, and I want on the record that to be known that I am not a drinking buddy of DA Stanley.
I am
or
just
former
repeating
Stanley.
comments you have made.
Never.
Oh, yes, you have, Madam Chair.
I would like you to
Talked
prove
about
those
the
comments.
DA. You made a comment. Well, I'm her drinking buddy. I'll sit down and talk to her about a budget.
I would like you to provide that factual, that statement that you said is fact.
Hey, you know,
It is
I think it's fact. I think there's other people that may support that. I will find out if there's anybody else. But, you know, there are so many times that you say things that just are not factual.
I met with DA Stanley once when she was first into office at the American Legion post, which I am a member of, to have a conversation about just Park County in general. And Stephanie, her assistant DA here in Park County, and kind of get the lay of the land. And that was the only time I have met with her ever. So I just want you to know that. And I drank a ginger ale.
Well, I didn't say you drank with her. I was saying that you were saying you were her drinking buddy in an effort to gain respect from people, saying, oh, she's got some clout. That's what it was about. It wasn't about how much you drank, because I don't know that. But you did say in more than one meeting. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner Whistle.
Oh, this is so much fun. Hey, what kind of money are we talking about here? Are we talking about 25,000? We talking about 250,000? What's the allegation? I heard about this through KRDO television station, through their reporter. Apparently, all three of us have talked to him. He said he talked to all three of us. I think we just heard about this lawsuit at conference. I don't recall ever hearing about this effort before we were at the Westminster Westin. Now, if I'm wrong, you can correct me, but I want to know the severity of this, because if this is just another fishing expedition, which it could be, to go after a political enemy, then that's one thing. But if there's actual factual misappropriation of funds, that's entirely another. I don't know where it is. So therefore, I'm not ready to make a decision until I see some facts personally of what those things are.
I'll provide the documents that that I received from Fremont County. I'll give them to Cindy and have her disseminate those, so we can all look at the only information I've seen. And I got it this week. I think I received it Friday and yesterday, all the documents that were referenced. So we can continue this conversation.
Yeah, and Commissioner Whistle, your thought about political enemy, that's kind of the way you think about everything. Someone who doesn't agree with you must be a political enemy, not the fact that they disagree with you. Throughout her tenure, there have been all kinds of issues. She has been disbarred because of her actions as DA. She did use county or DA money to pay her attorneys. Those are the facts that have been gathered so far. Whether it rises to a crime or not,
individual elected official, sir, that was her duty.
Whether it rises to a crime or not, we don't know.
Expert on everything.
That's why the district attorney or the county attorney from Fremont County has put all of this together, because they feel there is a lot of evidence that happened. It is not a political thing. It's because she did things that were not proper, which is why the Supreme Court in Colorado has disbarred her. Sir,
I'm not
it's not
questioning
a political
the action.
enemy. It's someone who was doing things in their office that rose to the level that she needed to be disbarred.
Okay, Commissioner Whistle.
I'm not objecting to that. That's a matter of fact. The factuals that I'm looking for are this new allegation coming out of the three counties who never did appreciate or respect Linda Stanley. That's clear. My 2 years here, we have not had the issues, thankfully, that the other counties have. I'm not disregarding their concern or their experiences. I just want to know if it applies to as well to Park County, and is there anything we can do to mitigate this in this situation? That's all, based on the facts.
Anytime someone takes tax money that comes from Park County and uses it improperly, it involves Park County, period. It's not a case of did she do her job as a DA or not. I was in a courtroom several times observing her only because I was there to observe judges as part of the judicial review process. You can argue one way or the other whether she did her job properly or not. That is not the question. It's how did she use taxpayer funds provided by Park County, provided by Fremont County, provided by Custer and Chafee County? Did she misuse taxpayer funds? That has as big effect on Park County as it has on the other counties.
All right, so I will make sure that the information that I have at hand that I just saw very recently, as of last Friday and yesterday, is disseminated to all three of us and to Aaron, our county attorney, and we can have further discussion.